What's going on YouTube? This is BMCool247 and this is a Draw 2 Summon 2 character deck profile for the Paradox Brothers. Rules are simple. On your turn, draw 2 cards instead of 1, and normal summon or set up to 2 monsters instead of 1. This allows for epic duels since drawing 2 gets you into combo pieces faster and speeds up the game, kind of like if Speed Duels and Rush Duels had a baby. The fun part about these character decks is that they're easy to use cards, ton of variety, and a ton of nostalgia. So let's go ahead and get on into it. So first we're running 2 Senga of Thunder. This is the beefiest of the 3 Gate Guardians. They all have the same attack or the same effect, where during damage calculation in your opponent's turn, if it's being attacked, you can make that attacking monster's attack 0, so it would crash into this monster. So no one stronger than this monster can beat it in a battle for the first time. Only once per time this card is on the field. So that's the same for all 3 of the Gate Guardians, and it even works for it if this card is in defense. So it would just, that one time it wouldn't crash, but it would just take a lot of life point damage because they have beefy defense. So 2 Senga of Thunder. The whole point of these decks, or of this deck, is to overwhelm your opponent with the Gate Guardian and Labyrinth Tank Behemoths. So a beat down. Most of my decks in general are just beat downs. And I have a link to this deck profile in the description. Apparently you can make decks with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck.com. And yeah, and then you can link that to your TCGPlayer if you want to buy the cards. Suijin, so 2500 and 2400 as opposed to 26 and 22. Same effect, and it's a water. So these are all level 7s also. And then the weakest of the 3 is a 24 and 22 Kazijin, the wind. So Thunder, Aqua, and Spellcaster are their archetypes. Or are their types. So these are the 6 level 7s we were running in here, and then we'll find means to get them out throughout the deck here. Another strategy is a stall strategy, since we have a Labyrinth Wall. By the way, this was like my favorite episode of all time in Yu-Gi-Oh! Which is why I'm also doing their character deck first. But Labyrinth Wall wasn't a monster in the anime, about 3000 defense. It kind of isn't something you can really hit over anyways, especially back in the day. Even Blue Eyes can't shoot over a Labyrinth Wall. So that's the stall strategy until you get your Gate Guardian pieces out. I'm not running the Gate Guardian because it sucks, and it still sucks even with this Draw 2 format. So 1000 Needles, not a card they actually use, but I threw it in here because of the good defense and the fun effect of destroying the monster if their attack's less than this guy's defense. So good stall card. Prevent Rat, again, not another card they use, but I feel like it was fitting to put in here to add to the stall strategy. Now, a good defense is a good offense, and that's what Jirai Gumo is here for. They actually use this card, so I'm running 3 of them. And Jirai Gumo essentially is 2200 attack level 4, so it's even stronger than a Prevent Rat with 2000 defense, but people know it's 22 to begin with, which kind of sucks, but it's a great stall card. You don't have to attack with it if you don't want to risk losing life points by flipping that coin there. So there's Jirai Gumo. Kaiser Seahorse, they used it in the when they versed Jaden. They tribute this for Senga of Thunder, so I figured it would be nice to throw at least one of these in here. And in this format, you can technically normal summon, and then since you can summon 2 per turn, you can tribute it off to summon the Senga of Thunder in the same turn. So it's a nice combo there. Now we're moving into our generic offense pieces that aren't the win conditions, but they can potentially help. Dungeon Worm, they use this in the anime, and at 1800 they didn't sacrifice for it, but at 1800 attack it's okay. Same with Monster Tamer, they also use that same thing, 1800 attack, level 5 Earth. Targets for Invigoration, same with the Jirai Gumo. Shadow Ghoul, so this one is to replace the wall shadow that they use Wall Shadow is a terrible card, just like the Gate Guardian. Same with Magical Labyrinth. When I was a kid reading it, I was thinking, why would I want to get this guy out in defense? And why would I tribute a Labyrinth Wall for it? There's so many things to it. So Shadow Ghoul is a way better replacement for that, and has a decent little effect of increasing its attack for every monster for each monster in your graveyard specifically. So that's it, one tribute. Guardian of the Labyrinth, mostly because it has the word Labyrinth in it. They didn't actually use this card, so maybe he can be wandering around your Labyrinth wall. Cannon Soldier, we're going to run 3 of these. This guy is a target for Labyrinth Tank. They didn't actually use Cannon Soldier, but since we are trying to get Labyrinth Tank out the actual way, we're going to run 3 of these. And there's a good spell card to fusion summon this, which is not an old school card, which I'll show you in just a moment. And then with that, you're going to run 3 Gigatech Wolf. My third one is on the way, but this is a 3 Gigatech Wolf. They're machines, but there's not really any relevance to that. Polymerization, 1 of, to fuse them if they're in your hand or field. And then here's the secret spice to be getting those out. Remove from play from your side of the field or your graveyard fusion material monsters that are listed on a dark machine type fusion monster card. Hello, Labyrinth Tank, you are a dark machine. So this is a fusion summon. So we're gonna run 2 of that. Another one's on the way, of course. So it's good later game when you already tribute these guys off for a Labyrinth Wall or for a Dungeon Worm. You can use an Overload Fusion to get out a Labyrinth Tank. Tribute Doll is the spice to bring out your Gate Guardian. We're going to run 2 Tribute Dolls. And then we're going to run, and this is a special summon, by the way. So if you normal summon a monster and you use Tribute Doll, you still have another summon that turn based in this format, because this is special summoning that monster, not normal summoning that monster. Tribute Burial is another spice. So this one, you are using material in the graveyard, or not material, but tributes in the graveyard instead of on the field, and it's still considered a tribute summon, which is actually useful for monarchs. So essentially it's a free summon for your level 7s because those take 2 tributes. So just like Overload Fusion, you're able to essentially use cards in the graveyard as well. Invigoration is what they used in the anime, equips to Earth. So we have some Earth targets here. Probably not that guy, but you have a couple, which is good enough. Ryu Yoki, I don't remember if they used this one, but I've seen this in a lot of deck profiles for Paradox Brothers, so I'm adding this to it. It's kind of fitting. So here's going to be the staples for all these character decks in the Draw 2, Summon 2 format. We have Pot of Greed, because it's iconic. No Graceful Charity, because I don't want people to waste time. Drawing 3 and discarding 2 is going to take too much time. These are very straightforward cards. A little bit of reading on this one, but they're very straightforward. Same with a lot of these. It's very straightforward and not a lot of digging into your deck for anything. Sometimes there will be, but I try to avoid that to keep the pace of the duel going. So these are the 4 staples that will be in every Draw 2, Summon 2 character deck that I have, because you want the ability to summon someone from the grave, and you need some back row removal, because there's always some annoying card that should be able to get rid of with that. Some housekeeping, you know. Sakuretsu Armor, just a basic trap card for them. And they're really into the Anubis, in my opinion, because they are using like some old school. I remember the Egyptian reference that Yugi made. He sensed the power of the old school Egyptian forces coming from the Gate Guardian boxes. So Anubis was very fitting for that. This one is a negate their essentially MST or negate their D-spell, destroy it. Oh, after you discard a card, destroy it, and then destroy a face of monster that it controls. So it kind of punishes them for trying to destroy your spell or trap. And then Curse of Anubis changes all effect monsters on the field to defense position and makes them 0. So they both have Anubis on them. And then Castle Walls I thought was fitting because the Labyrinth Wall is a thing here. So this, in case they try to shoot over Labyrinth Wall, you can boost it up even more. Or what's a nice combo with this card is if you add it to 1,000 Needles and they try to hit it with like a 2,000 attack monster, this will make it higher, so that monster will actually crash with his effect in combination with Castle Wall. So I like the idea of putting that into stall. And then we want to run 3 Labyrinth Tank. I only have 2 currently, but 3 because we have Polymerization and 2 Overload Fusions in here. Again, the deck profile is on the link in the description of the Yu-Gi-Oh deck, YuGiOhProDeck.com. I'm going to be uploading one for each one of these character decks. I have about 15 coming up within each week here, so definitely stay tuned, stay subscribed to get notified for when I upload these, usually on Fridays, but we shall see. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the Paradox Brothers, one of my favorite villains because they like to rhyme off of each other. They had so many iconic cards that were especially in Metal Raiders and things like that, and it was just amazing, an amazing era, the golden era of Yu-Gi-Oh for sure. Thank you guys for watching.